Hey, good morning. It's your boy Lawrence Cain Jr. Another edition of Money Mondays. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're ready for another great week. Today I want to talk about an idea, a theory, a lifestyle that we don't get taught in America, at least not in a lot of public schools. And you see the byproduct of not getting taught this, right? When we talk about our finances, we talk about, oh, black people, we spend $1.1 trillion and we don't own anything. We talk about how we give up so much for so little. And when you hear people talk like that, we always say the result of us not being taught, but we never talk about the solution. So one of the things that we teach at Abundance University is, instead of focusing on teaching our kids, how to get fish, we need to teach kids how to own lakes, right? So we know the story, if you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. You teach a man to fish, he eats for a lifetime. Well, that third part that we don't talk about is teach a man how to own lakes, and he'll eat for generations. So the reason why we don't have generational wealth right now is because we just don't work on it, right? We know that we should give the next generation a great inheritance. It talks about it. If you're religious, it's just a common sense type of thing. We all know that we're not going to be here 150 years from now. And we have to position ourselves to where what will our life, how would our life affect the next generation? How will your spending habits affect the next generation? How will your gifts affect the next generation? So when you talk about money, we need to focus on owning lakes, right? What do you own that you can pass down to the next generation? And that starts with a lot of us getting out of debt, outright owning our homes. Let's start buying land. Let's start saving up for, even if you're not the one owning land or going to buy houses. Some of you don't like houses, don't want a house. That's perfectly okay, right? Like, I understand. But if you have kids, right, and they're between, let's say, 7 and 10, well, in the next 10 years, if you can save up $10, $12, $15,000, and that's easy, even if you're doing, $50 to $75 a month, you can really position them to where, let's say you put that $10,000, $15,000 down on a fixer-upper, and they can flip a house at 18 years old, and where now they get in residual income at 18 years old, right? Some people never and will never ever receive residual income, but how would it feel if you could give your child that, right? Or they can take that $10,000, and instead of trying to get a loan from a bank, you can give it to them. That can be they start an investment. Everybody talks about Donald Trump. His dad gave him millions of dollars to invest in his first business. What if we just gave all of our kids 10, 15,000? That can do a lot of good for a lot of our youngins, man. And that's where we gotta focus on. We don't need to think about, them going to the NBA and the NFL. Like, all of these these little league teams, we know the statistics. We know that it's a very small percentage of kids going and making that big money. But if we can position our kids to where, if we're not the ones that's passing it down, that we at least pass down the ability to. See, some of us, we come from that generation where our parents told us not to get credit cards. Our parents told us you got to figure it out on your own. We got to stop that mindset, y'all. We got to really start getting back to, hey, we want y'all to be better off than us mentally, physically, financially, and this is how we going to help y'all. So again, the message of today is, don't focus on the fish, focus on the lakes. Lawrence Cain Jr., Money Mondays, financial success happens on purpose. God bless.